Hi, this is Mark Graban from KaiNexus. We're excited to announce VaccinaXus. It's a free platform using KaiNexus technology that allows people who are doing process improvement work related to COVID vaccinations to share with each other. You can share improvements that you've done in your vaccination process. You can see what others are submitting so that you can adopt and adapt or be inspired. We hope this helps spread continuous improvement as we aim to stop spreading COVID. To apply to get a free account, visit vaccinexus.com. That's VACCINEXUS.com. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the KaiNexus Continuous Improvement Podcast. I'm Mark Graban. We're joined today by Scott Burgmeyer, and we're going to do a quick preview of a webinar that he's presenting on February 17th, 1 o'clock Eastern. Scott is Executive Director of IQC, and his session, it's actually the second webinar that he's doing with us. He did one late last year. And this webinar is titled Understanding Your Strengths and Blind Spots for Enhanced Buy-in and Communication. So Scott, thanks again for doing a second webinar. Thanks for joining us again to do a preview.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I'm just excited that after the first one, you didn't kick me out. So that has to be a plus. must have at least went okay.
It went better than okay. No, you clawed your way back in. No, we're happy.
I bribed, I paid off the right people, all those things. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Well, if you paid someone off, it wasn't me. So I guess that was the right people. But looking forward to your session. And I think this is a really interesting topic. I was wondering if you could share, well, first off, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and IQC for people who didn't join us the first time.
Sure, yeah. IQC is an organization focused on transformation. So we believe we're a catalyst for transformation, headquartered in Iowa. And I always say to people, we do kind of three general things. One is we do training. So we will disperse learning, either e-learning or in-person learning on a number of topics. We'll do consulting or coaching on a number of topics, and then we oversee the Baldrige Performance Excellence for the state of Iowa. So self-funded, not necessarily funded by the state of Iowa. Mm-hmm. And then myself, I've been the executive director just over a year. Previous to that, spent about 30 years in industry and consulting, and I jokingly say I've led or been a part of every section of an organization except finance. So lots of different experiences in manufacturing and healthcare and higher education and tech and any number of things. And if you're really that interested, go look at LinkedIn. It's all there.
Well, we'll link to Scott's profile in the notes. So let me ask then, finance. You have an aversion to finance, or they wouldn't have you?
No, oh boy, now I'm gonna get myself in trouble. I say, well, gosh, I can tell you everything you need to know about finance in about 5 seconds. If numbers are black, it's good. If numbers are red, it's bad. You now know everything you need to know about finance. No, I don't. I've just, my brain works okay in finance. I understand finance. I've just never found it that interesting.
Fair enough.
I think of it as simple as it's money coming in minus money coming out, and you want to have black numbers. It really is that easy.
Yeah. And maybe they have a handle on it, so they didn't need your help.
Oh, and yeah, and what I just said, I'm sure lots of CPAs are like, oh, they now don't like me because of that comment, I'm sure.
It's probably not a big part of our audience, so I think you're okay. Let's keep that between us.
That's all good.
So tell us about the webinar theme. So again, the title is Understanding Your Strengths and Blind Spots for Enhanced Buy-in and Communication. I should have mentioned up front that you can register for this by going to kainexus.com/webinars. So I see two parts in the title, Scott. So maybe the first thing, understanding your strengths and blind spots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you think of strengths and blind spots, it's really about self-awareness. And I know we'll dive into this deeper in the webinar. When I think of self-awareness, it's it's not only understanding who you are and what you bring to the table. It's really about how you and your actions impact others and your awareness of that impact. And there are some things that individuals are really good at, and some things that you are blind at, and you don't know that you're blind at that. And that can create problems. And so that self-awareness is about where should you flex to get the best outcome for you and your team and your organization. And the more self-aware you are, number one, the easier it is because you're aware. But the second thing is you can make a really positive impact. And then for CI professionals, we can use that skill and that awareness to communicate more effectively, gain better buy-in, whether that's up the chain to leadership to get the leaders to say, yes, we want to do this. Or it could be for participants or the organization, for team members to say, oh yeah, I want to do this CI thing. And no, gosh, it's not voodoo magic. You don't have little dolls with pin cushions over back there. And so there is a skill set to do that. I would almost describe it as it fits under the EQ umbrella. It's not all that way, but there's actually a data and a science to it that we will explore during the webinar.
And part of the data and the science and leading up to that discussion, Scott is recommending that everyone fill out something called a predictive index assessment. So if you register for the webinar, that will be sent to you. There'll be a link for that, and you can go and fill it out. Why should somebody do that before the webinar?
Yeah, so, yep, excellent question. So the assessment will take you 3 to 5 minutes tops.
Yeah. And
you'll get a report. It's a PDF report you can read through. We're going to talk about what that assessment means. So we're going to dive into that, and we'll be general enough that it was going to touch everyone. And then everyone will have a deeper understanding of what that means for them. But it really is the foundation to understand your strengths and blind spots. And so with that data, we're going to be able to talk about where do you best communicate? Mm-hmm. How do you best take action? How can you get buy-in based on this people data? And Mark, I see that you took it.
I did.
And did you read through the narrative of the report that you got?
I was just starting to think about that. I did it a couple of weeks ago. So okay, I am going to look at it again before Wednesday, the 17th, 1 o'clock
totally
Eastern.
Fine. Yeah, I was just going to ask you if you thought, ooh, yeah, the narrative was aligned. Because I'm looking at your profile here on my other side, my other screen. I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, see, I'm glad I didn't bluff my way through like, oh, right, I did the assessment, because you could see on the back end of that. But I don't remember it hurting my feelings too badly.
No, it usually
that report. But if I'll encourage, I'll go take a fresh look at it. I mean, you have it right in front of me. I mean, I'm an open book. I mean, do you want to share something from there?
No, well, when I look at it, I think couple things jump out. And this will be fun because now everyone will know. When I look at it, couple things. You very much are someone who you're sociable, outgoing. Mm-hmm. You're people oriented. So when a problem comes up or a challenge, you think of, oh, how is this impacting the people versus here's the tasks we need to accomplish. And then you're pretty informal. And what I mean by that is you're totally fine walking up to somebody, high five, fist bump, or elbow bump, whatever the most appropriate way we're supposed to do nowadays.
Right.
And so putting you in a place where there's rigid structure and really tight reins is actually kind of annoying for you.
That sounds very true. So yeah, it's funny that when you say, that's why I've left corporate cubicle land a while ago. And
so that's just a small glimpse at what looking at your profile, what that tells me, that those are the things, and we'll talk about the drives. That doesn't mean you act that way all the time. It just means that's the feel you have in your gut. Now when we're self-aware, we can move past that feeling in our gut
Mm-hmm.
and shift and flex where appropriate.
Yeah.
But we still have that feel or that drive in our gut that says, you want to do this, go do that.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing there I think I need to go edit out of the podcast.
No, I don't
It'll
think
be
so.
all right. But it's funny. I mean, you're talking about assessments, the Myers-Briggs. I'm a pretty heavy Myers-Briggs introvert, which surprises people sometimes.
Yeah.
But when you keep in mind, at least on that assessment, introvert doesn't necessarily mean quiet. It just means like it's exhausting. Like my wife is a Myers-Briggs extrovert. That doesn't mean she talks 10 times more than I do, but she draws energy from other people where I like other people, but it's kind of draining. But anyway, I try not to have a blind spot to that fact.
Yeah. Yep.
So I encourage everyone to go and check that out. Again, go to kindnexus.com/webinars to register. If you are listening to this after the 17th, will the assessment still be available?
Yeah,
if someone
absolutely.
goes
So
to check out
we'll
the
leave that.
recording? Okay.
Yeah, we'll leave that link up, and people can take it and listen to the recording and see and be able to see their assessment. So that's no problem. So we can leave it up for a bit after that. Not a problem at all.
All right. So thanks for doing that. And if you register after the 17th to see the recording, you can still do so at kindnexus.com/webinars. Before the 17th, it'll be right dead front and center in the middle of the page. After the 17th, you'll have to find it in the webinar library. But I will put the specific registration link in the show notes, so somebody can always go and click or tap on that. Anything else you want to share with us, Scott? Not about me. We've talked about me enough. Anything else you want to share?
I think what I would share is if you're listening to this and you can attend the webinar, that is great. If you can't, absolutely, I believe taking the assessment and learning about strengths and blind spots, in my mind, it's one of those hidden secret weapons for CI professionals. Because we can get a bad rap that says, well, you're not very personable, or you spend too much time looking at the data and all of those things that can make our jobs more difficult than it needs to be. And this is a tool you can put in your pocket, in your toolkit, to support you to communicate more effectively, get buy-in. So I would challenge you, even if you can't attend, take some time to review the webinar and learn and grow in that area.
All right. Well, very good. And you may reveal a little bit about your own blind spots during the webinar. We leave that as.
Oh, I know I will, because people usually ask, and I share. Yep, here's what I am. Where we are similar is we are both sociable. We are both flexible. I am slightly more flexible. And there's some statistics that go with the assessment as well. So it is people data based in science and 60 years of history and research. So yes, usually when I reveal, people are, well, if people know me, they're not surprised. But if they don't know me, I'd like to consider myself self-aware and mature. And anyone watching this who knows me, they're now laughing because I said mature.
To learn Scott Burgmeyer's blind spots, tune in Wednesday.
Yeah.
But most importantly, to learn and to go through that predictive index assessment, it's good to reflect and think about ways that we can improve as individuals. That's going to help us lead more improvement in our workplaces.
Absolutely.
Well, again, the webinar is titled Understanding Your Strengths and Blind Spots for Enhanced Buy-in and Communication. It's going to be presented by Scott Burgmeyer, who was our guest today, Executive Director of IQC, and remind people the IQC website if they want to learn more about.
Yeah, if you want to check it out, it's iowaqc.org, and you can learn all about us and see who we are and the team and things that we offer and do. Absolutely.
Well, great. Hope people do that. And again, kindnexus.com/webinars, or look in the show notes for the registration link. Scott, looking forward to it. Thanks for doing another preview with us here today.
No problem. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.